leg, he can't even get up to go to the bathroom. He's got to do everything in bed.
I'd like to call this meeting to order. This is the regular meeting, February 28th, 2022. Lisa, roll call.
Mr. Krenzer?
Here.
Mr. Martinelli?
Here.
Mrs. Testa?
Here.
Mr. Williams?
Here.
Mayor Ruggieri?
Here. Notice of this meeting was mailed to the Daily Journal and Press and duly noted in the main lobby of the municipal complex. All requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act have been met in compliance with the Sunshine Law. Troopers, if you'd like to lead us with the flag salute.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This time I have approval of minutes, one set of minutes for approval this evening. The regular meeting, January 24th, 2022.
Need a motion and a second to approve the minutes.
Moved. Second.
Roll call.
Krenzer?
Yes.
Martinelli?
Yes.
Testa?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Ruggieri?
Yes.
Announcements, presentations, and discussions. This evening we have representatives of the New Jersey State Police here to be able to provide us some updates. So if you'd like to be able to come forward to the microphone and provide some updates this evening.
Good afternoon. Troopers from Buena Vista Station investigated 19 crimes and serious incidents in the township, including thefts, trespassing, juvenile complaints, domestic violence, and a structure fire. There are no points of concern to pass along with regard to any patterns of property crimes or crimes against persons. With regard to other minor incidents in the township, troopers responded to and reported on approximately 70 events, including medical assists, brush fires, juvenile disturbance complaints, animal complaints, verbal disputes, and trespassing complaints. Lastly, regarding traffic, in the month of February, troopers investigated 8 motor vehicle accidents in Buena Vista Township. These collisions all occurred in separate locations with no patterns being identified with respect to high accident areas. The troopers conducted 170 motor vehicle stops throughout the township, including over 24 on Weymouth Road in response to a citizen's complaint about speeding on that roadway. That's our update.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, troopers.
Thank you so much. Next, we have a Making Buena Vista Proud Award to Valerie Behrens, which will be presented by Mayor William Ruggieri.
Have it up, right?
Yep, they're all down there. I'm going to sneak down for pictures too. Come on around, Val. Yeah.
What are we doing first? So, honestly, far and away, blown away by how involved you guys are. I mean, you literally are at every event we have from top to bottom. If I had 100 more of you, I think there's no limit to what we could do throughout the community. So, can you give me a little more of the backstory? You kind of high level walked me through this today as far as what are the nuts and bolts of this. This has been in the works for a while, correct?
So this has been about 2 years in the making.
Okay.
Former Mayor Teresa Kelly had submitted Valerie in for this recognition. And at the end of last year, coming into this year, she was recognized based upon Teresa's nomination for it.
Okay.
So this is for all the work and the hard work that you've done, not only with Impact Harvest, but also with your community basis and shared services with the township as well. And what you have done for the community as well as for other communities within South Jersey. So this was a high recognition. It was very hard to get, I'm sure, as you were aware. So this is based on that.
Can we get a quick picture?
Thank you. They're all hiding behind.
I don't want to spoil it.
Trying to get out of here.
Get out of the shot.
There you go. There you go.
All right, you got one more?
Yep.
this is on behalf of the township as a whole. Again, just everything you do, honestly, please don't ever leave us. Every one Valerie we lose, it takes, like I said, 3 or 4 dozen to replace. So far and away, can't thank you enough for your continued involvement within BBT. So, secondhand, we want to do one more with both?
Sure.
And then beyond that, the million,
I'll have to get a
the
backdrop
million,
picture.
that's it. Oh, there you go. The million questions I ask you during the year for everything related to greenhouses.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you.
I just want to take a moment to thank some of the farmers that we have here in the township that assist our organization and make that possible. So Formisano Farms has been critical this year. Steve Lombardi of Lombardi Farms, the Mazzarelli family. Cassidy Farms is one of the largest farmers in New Jersey who helps us be able to give those people in need in our community and surrounding areas the produce that we do every year.
Definitely.
And it's been a pleasure to help you guys here at the township over the years. I
Well, we
appreciate
can't
it.
thank you enough, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, all right?
Thank you.
Thank
you. Guys.
The next item for presentations was for the Business of the Month recognition to Richland General Store. Unfortunately, Gary from Richland General is not able to make it, but I will pass this program over to the mayor for his dissertation of it.
So this is month one of a new pilot. We once a month want to identify a local business within BVT that's really just, again, ingrained in the community. This is something that we can't preach enough about, just buying local, patronizing. Gary, I believe, is probably the embodiment of kind of that crossroads where we're at now, where it's effortless to just pick up your phone and order something from Amazon. It takes 5 or 10 more minutes to get in your car or drive down the street, but I think the experience that you have while you're there with any of our local businesses and the wealth of knowledge that they provide, to me, is worth the additional time. It's worth the small premium that you pay. There's nothing that you can go in that store and stump Gary with regards to really everything from making wine to, repainting a boat, everything in between. I mean, they're a little hidden gem within BVT. So this is the first of these that we're going to kick off. Gary will actually be here next month in person to receive just a little certificate of appreciation we have put together. But we're going to, this is just going to be part of the normal cadence now of TV night, where we recognize a different business every month and just what they mean to our community as a whole. That's all I have.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mayor. Our next presentation we have here this evening, our Township Auditor, Michael Garcia from Ford Scott & Associates, to give a brief overview of the 2022 municipal budget, which is up for introduction this evening.
Thanks. We are ready to introduce the budget tonight. We've been working on this really for a couple of months now. Last week I met with Lisa, your CFO, Jenna, and the Budget and Finance Committee, which is the mayor and John Williams, to get this in shape for introduction tonight. Once again, this is only the introduction. There will be a full public hearing on this budget on April 11th, but I was asked to give a few highlights and comments on the budget before you act on introducing tonight. First, this budget is up 3.9 cents, and that equates to about $39 per year on the $100,000 worth of assessment. Now, the predominant driver in the increase is the increase in debt service this year, and that accounts for 3.8 cents of the 3.9. So the rest of the budget is only increasing 1/10 cent. So the predominant increase here is due to debt service, and we've talked about that multiple times since last fall. The budget does have funding to replace 2 public works positions, and there's money in here also for some capital to maintain this building and other township facilities. But other than that, there's not a lot of there's not much fat in here. We're pretty lean, and to get it down to that 1/10 cent on top of the debt service. As everyone is aware, we are required to
introduce a budget that is within both of the state mandated caps. First, there's the 3.5% spending cap. The budget that you have in front of you tonight is about $149,000 below that 3.5% spending cap. We're also required to be in compliance with the 2% tax levy cap. We are about $448,000 below the tax levy cap. So both caps are being complied with, and obviously with the numbers like that, we're well below the caps for both tax levy and for spending. But that's what we have for tonight. Once again, there will be a full public hearing on April 11th. After the committee introduces this budget tonight, copies of it will be available with the township clerks for any interested individuals. And then, of course, I'll be back here on April 11th for a full hearing where everyone gets an opportunity to ask questions, make comments, and we'll all be here to give whatever explanation is required at that point in time. If there aren't any other comments or questions for me, I'll yield. But if there's anything else you need before you consider this, let me know.
Does anybody have anything from Mike?
No. I do not.
Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.
At this time, excuse me, it would be the mayor's report. Mayor?
And I'm going to kind of piggyback right up where Mike left off. I want to personally thank Mike, Lisa, Jenna, Gia, John, and probably a handful of other people that I'm neglecting to thank at this point for their work with this year's budget. I was loosely involved in last year's budget. I was directly involved in this year's budget. Completely blown away by just the sheer enormity of what goes into pulling this beast together and all that entails. So newfound respect for what you guys do in the context of the budget. It's a heavy lift. When you guys handed it to me, I mean, it's all of this big. To pull that together as efficiently, and as quickly as we do, you guys have it down to a science. I feel like we're in very capable hands with your firm, Mike. Beyond that, I mean, the one thing that I'm really excited about is that this budget specifically directly allocates funds for special events. That's something that we haven't done in years prior. That's something that's near and dear to me. Any audience I get, I sing from the hilltops the importance of what special events does and just breaking up the monotony of the month to month, the year to year within BBT. That's everything from fireworks, which we're doing this year for the first time in 2 or 3 years, correct me? The summer concert series, National Night Out, the Holiday Toy Drive, all of that is aided by the little appropriations that special events will have within this budget. We're also allocating more money directly toward capital expenditures in this budget and in subsequent budgets. What that allows us to do, big picture, is to start to pay as we replenish moving forward, and we're paying as we go without borrowing. That's something that Lisa and I talk about continually. We have an aging fleet throughout Public Works. This allows us at least a framework to start to modernize that equipment in the years ahead. To Mike's point, that budget also has some money in there specifically to bolster our Public Works headcount. This budget nets us 2.5 additional bodies within Public Works, as well as an office manager within Town Hall, all of which help us serve the community better, help the town as a whole run more efficiently. I do want to welcome Jonathan Sanchez to BVT. He's our new Public Works hire. He starts next Monday. I wish him nothing but success in his future endeavors within the township. We have gone to great lengths to ensure that Public Works, really between the building, this capital plan, staffing, all the day-to-day oversight, these guys have everything they need to be successful. So I am looking forward to seeing Jonathan in my travels and welcome him, all the success in the world as he integrates. Lastly, I spoke to Director Brian Johnson probably 2.5 hours ago before the meeting started. We are, God willing, going to have the full complement of men in Collings Lakes tomorrow collecting leaves, going full throttle. We've got 3 days of nice weather. The goal is to, by our efforts and that of ACUA via the bagged leaves, to have pretty much all leaves done throughout Collings Lakes in the next 7 to 10 days. So that's a big area of focus in the next 2 weeks ahead. And I wanted to touch on this. Really, this is our 60-day anniversary, so to speak, as a governing body. I'm kind of seeing firsthand the amount of work that goes into the day-to-day behind the scenes, and I'm really excited that we, little by little, start to have some successes to share with you guys, that really, what are the byproducts of a lot of that hard work behind the scenes. That's all I have for my report this evening. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Mayor. Number 7, ordinances for introduction, first reading. 108-2022. It's an ordinance to establish a cap bank for calendar year 2022.
Need a motion and a second for ordinance 108-2022.
Moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Krenzer,
Yes.
Martinelli,
Yes.
Testa,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Ruggieri.
Yes.
This ordinance will be heard on March 14th, 2022 at 7 p.m. Ordinances for public hearing, second reading, there are none. Number 9, public comment on current agenda items only. In order for the committee to conduct the business of the township in the most productive manner possible, meeting attendees will be given 2 minutes, all-inclusive, to comment on any agenda items without comment or question from the committee, but only on items specified on the agenda for the current meeting. Please step up to the microphone at the appropriate time and state your name and address for the record. Under number 10, we have resolutions 51-22, authorizing the 2022 budget to be read by title only. 52-22, introduction of the 2022 municipal budget. 53-22 is authorizing the payment of bills in the amount of $2,189,511.45. Of that, school board's taxes are $866,997.47. Atlantic County taxes were $915,423. Number 11, consent agenda. Consent agenda includes items of business which are not controversial and do not require individual discussion. A motion approving the consent agenda is moved, seconded, and voted upon as one item by the Township Committee. If any discussion is requested on a consent agenda item, it is removed from the consent agenda to the regular agenda. The resolutions are 54-22, authorizing the issuance of street opening permits to South Jersey Gas. 55-22, certification of compliance with the United States Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. 56-22 is approving change order number 5 for the addition to the Public Works Building. 57-22 is authorizing the administrator to execute maintenance agreement with Power Equipment Company for emergency generators. 58-22 is awarding public land sale bid for Bruce Street to McConnell Holdings, LLC. 59-22 is authorizing the refund of tax payment due to veterans exemption. 60-22 is adopting Atlantic County multi-jurisdictional natural hazard mitigation plan. 61-22 is authorizing the mayor to execute a contract for the 2022 mosquito control agreement. 62-22 is appointing William Collins as Deputy OEM Coordinator. 63-22 is authorizing the release of a performance bond and waiver of a maintenance bond for Milmay Dollar General, LLC. 64-22 is appointing members to the Special Events Recreation Committee. 65-22 is accepting the resignation and retirement of Terry Foy. 66-22 is appointing Jonathan Sanchez as full-time Public Works laborer. And 67-22 is authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with the Teamsters Local Union 676.
If you need a minute to catch your breath. I need a motion and a second to open to the public for agenda items only.
Motion to open to the public?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Open to the public on non-agenda items. You okay, Lisa?
I'm good. Thank you. That was a lot.
Need a motion to close to the public.
Motion to close.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
We're going to start with the administrator's report.
And we got to vote on everything.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I took up all that time, I'm sorry.
All right, so I need a motion and a second to adopt resolutions 51-22.
Motion to adopt 5122.
Second.
Roll call.
Krenzer,
Yes.
Martinelli?
Yes.
Testa?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Ruggieri?
Yes. Need a motion and a second on 5222 to introduce the budget.
Moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Krenzer?
Yes.
Martinelli?
Yes.
Testa?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Ruggieri?
Yes. Need a motion and a second to pay the bills. 5322.
Motion to pay the bills?
Second.
Roll call.
Krenzer?
Yes.
Martinelli?
Yes.
Testa?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Ruggieri?
Yes. And lastly, I need a motion and a second to adopt consent agenda resolutions 54 to 6722.
Motion to adopt 54 through 6722.
Roll call.
I need a second.
Second.
John?
Krenzer?
Yes.
Martinelli?
Yes.
Testa?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Ruggieri?
Yes.
I know.
And
That was a
now
lot.
for Lisa's report.
Administrators report. So first and foremost, as Mike ran out of the building, just wanted to say thank you very much to Mike. He definitely has been a lead every single year to make sure that all the needs that we have are definitely in the budget, and all the wants that we definitely need or would like to have, we're able to do year after year as we go through it. So he has definitely been a rock star. Jen has been a rock star, as well as the whole finance office. Gia went through every single account and scrubbed every single account. What did we use? What did we not use? What could we use without this year? To really make this budget work. We knew that we were coming into some substantial hits this year, but we also wanted to make sure that members of the public and the residents had the services and increased services that we've been trying to do every single year, and every year it just gets better and better. So just wanted to say thank you very much to the staff, and thank you to this committee that supports this budget, and to the finance committee as well, that was with us when we were ticking away at every cent to get rid of, to make sure that that tax rate went down. So I definitely appreciate that. Just want to remind everybody, our free rabies clinic is coming up. Tomorrow starts the month of March, so we have 4 rabies clinics available for everybody. Starting this Saturday, we start at 10 a.m. over in the Newtonville Fire Company, and then we shoot right over to Richland for rabies clinic, and then we're back again in 2 weeks on Saturday. So if anybody needs to have their animals vaccinated or even licensed, please stop out if you would like. I encourage any member of committee to stop out as well if you would like to help for that day. We always welcome all the help. We put you to work when you come. So please stop out. Any questions, give our clerk's office a call, 856-697-2100, extension 1, and we can definitely help you through any questions that you may have. Some highlights, and I know Committeeman Krenzer has them, so I'm not going to steal them from his for any of our events that we have coming up for special events, but I'm just so proud of the workers that we have and the committee that we have to bring more and more that we have to Buena Vista Township, so I'm not going to steal his thunder, I promise.
I appreciate that.
And then lastly on here, I also just want to say the last item that was on here, which is the agreement with the Teamsters Local 676. We have a public works crew, in my opinion, which is second to none, and the individuals that we are beginning to obtain that are going to be included in with this public works crew, again, are second to none. And it just gives us more and more. This is the biggest department that we have throughout Buena Vista Township, and the services that we could provide and faster services we could provide. So we're I'm really proud of this for this evening. This definitely was a few years in the making, and then the past several months of just, let's get it done. So I just want to say thank you to the guys over at Public Works that, definitely stepped up to the plate, and we got this working to get this done, and can move on to a great 5-year contract, which normally is not heard of when you come to negotiations. It's always 3 years, but we got 5 years, so I'm very proud of that. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Lisa. We're going to jump over to committee reports, and we're going to start with Aaron. Aaron, what do you have for us?
Thank you, Mayor Ruggieri. Appreciate that. So first off, Valerie, congratulations on your award. Well-deserved, and appreciate everything you do for BVT. Thank you so much. This month has been a crazy month. We've spent a lot of time here in Township Hall day after day and going through different meetings and different events and trying to plan out the next year to 5 years. So it's been good working with everybody this past month really closely. The planning board met on February 17th. We had one application. It was deemed incomplete. They're going to come back. Special events, we met on February 1st, which seems like a while ago, but it was only 30 days ago, roughly. We discussed all the yearly events. We determined who's going to be volunteering from the committees and whatnot. We also have a great group of people and always are looking for volunteers. So if you would like to volunteer, get a hold of Beth, get a hold of Lisa, myself, any one of us, and we can definitely set you up and help you, get signed up for that as well. So events can be found online, and then we also have our new newsletter that came out, which was phenomenal. I hope everybody got one, and if you didn't, let us know. We'll get one to you. But all the events as well are in there too. And we have a new event with the movie night in the park, and we're really excited about this. It's going to be neat. So you can find more information, in the packet and online for that. We've touched base on Public Works quite a bit here. The Public Works employment contract is a very exciting deal. It's going to be able to open up new opportunities for Buena Vista Township and our Public Works team, for years to come. So we're very excited about that. The mayor and I have been conducting interviews, weekly. And we have a ton of qualified people that want to come and work at Public Works, that want to work in Buena Vista Township. So we're excited about that as well. We're reviewing all the Public Works equipment, and basically we've determined a 5-year plan that we're working on, trying to replace different equipment, trying to update different equipment, and get our Public Works director and his team really the tools that they need to be more efficient on a day-to-day basis. So, and also, I know it's been really warm out and whatnot, but there is an opportunity to have snow here in the month of March, which we don't hope, but it could happen. And when we are removing snow, I just ask that everybody, keep it out of the road, keep it off the sidewalks and whatnot, and just clean up after you're done plowing and whatnot, so our team can come through efficiently and they don't have to continue to come back. So I would appreciate everybody's help in the township about that. Our state police were here tonight to discuss what's going on in BVT, so we appreciate them coming out. The fire commissioner election was held on February 19th. Thank you, everybody that came out to vote. And construction oversight, I'm meeting with the township engineer on Wednesday at Michael Debby Park to look at the existing buildings that we have in Michael Debby Park and see exactly what's needed for improvement in a future plan. So we can really put together some type of agenda, for years to come with the existing buildings there to continue to support our parks and recreation. Also, Sunday, March 13th is daylight savings time. Can you believe that?
Oh.
So I remembered that before I left the house today, so I wanted to mention that. So make sure, clocks forward. And I just wanted to say thank you to Mr. Garcia and the entire team for the budget. We're spending a lot of time there and appreciate everything that they've done to do that. So, Mayor Ruggieri, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thanks, Aaron. Quickly, to Aaron's point, everything we interface with day to day at this point is just continuing to age, and we're trying to be mindful of that and at least have a 60-month blueprint that touches whether it's buildings, whether it's equipment, whether it's trucks, so that we're not shooting from the hip. There's actually some methodology a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, as we continue to take care of what we have and phase in new. And that's a major area of focus in the next few months ahead, to have that document that we can kind of live off of and kind of, ad hoc as we go. But that's important. I feel like that might have been an area that was overlooked in years prior, and it's something that we want to have at the forefront moving forward.
Absolutely.
Steve, what do you have for us?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to piggyback on what Mayor Ruggieri said earlier about Richland General Store. I can remember Richland General Store when I was 5 years old. Marvin Askins and John Armato and I went to school with the original owner's son, George. It's an icon in Buena Vista Township, and it has been for a very, very long time. And I would much rather go to Richland General Store and enjoy the camaraderie than to go to Lowe's or Home Depot on any day of the week. In fact, I was just with Gary Saturday, and I'm surprised he's not here tonight. Something must have come up, but I do wish him well in the future, and I will continue to be a patron. On behalf of my wife, myself, and my two sons, I just want to express sincere condolences to Furicelli's family. Fury is 68 years old when he passed.
He was a member of the Sheet Metal Workers Local 19. My deepest condolences to Valerie, his son Fury, and his entire family. That family is generational here in Buena Vista Township, and I'm very, very sorry for their loss. That's all I have. Bill, thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Ellen, do you have anything for us?
Well, I will also say something about Richland General, because I remember going there with my father when I was 3 or 4 years old. It's a great store, and I hope that everybody continues to go there, because they basically have everything. If they don't have it, they'll get it for you. There's no reason to go to the big box stores when you have this right in our midst. It's a wonderful place. Also, I had once mentioned something about people with their trash containers, leaving them on the streets. And it's happening again with the same people all over again. And it just is something that we really should make an effort to keep our community clean. If it's your trash day, take them out, bring them back in that night. There's no reason to have to keep them out on the street. And like we were saying about it with snow removal, if you leave them out, it's going to get in the way and they're going to get damaged. So I would appreciate anything that everybody can do to make sure their own little community in BVT stays nice and neat. You know, that's the whole thing of making our area a great place to live, is caring for where you live. And that's it.
Thanks, Ellen. John?
Yes, I just want to first start off by thanking Valerie Barons for all her hard work with the Environmental Commission. She does a lot of work with the farm tour and with different events that we try to do, and she helped out with the garden in the front of the municipal complex here, and she just does a great job with the impact harvest and with the MLK Center, and she's just, like you said, she's indispensable. She just gets involved in everything, and she's always volunteering for everything. And I just wanted to congratulate her on her award. And also, on the 19th of February, I attended it was actually honoring a World War II veteran. He turned 101 years old on February 19th, and I met Larry Adair over in Hamilton, and they did a drive-by with about 50 or 60 cars just to honor him for his passing of his birthday. 101 years old, and he's a World War II veteran.
That's great.
I don't know how many are left from World War II, but there's probably not many. And I don't know if Larry wanted to say anything about that, but
Nothing other than that was the second time we did it.
that's the second time you did that? Okay, great.
The second time we did it, so we'll continue to do it from this point forward until the end of time.
Very
You know
cool.
what I mean? Wow.
That's great.
But he's a good dude.
Very cool.
It was brought to my attention, so we wanted to make sure it was felt well.
Very nice.
Wonderful.
Great, thank
That's
you for that.
wonderful.
Thank you for that. Thank you for inviting me to that.
No problem.
And also, I wanted to mention the budget. I just want to thank everybody for all their hard work on it. I think we started out at 4.7, Lisa? Probably
After
even
we cut, it was 4.7,
4.7?
and we cut from there.
Yeah, 4.7, and Lisa got it down to like 4.6, and then she worked even further on it, and then we got it down to 4, and then we got in the room and we actually squeezed a little more out and got it down to
Yes.
3.9.
You squeezed that 1/10 out.
Yeah. But that was interesting doing that, trying to work that all out, and wanted to thank everybody that worked on the budget. Also, I attended the League of Municipalities meeting, and at that meeting, they discussed the pilot. It's a casino paid tax. It was a stabilization act for property taxes over assessment, and it originally went to New Jersey Tax Court for Borgata, which was over-assessed by $2.2 billion, and they were reduced to $880 million, which is a 60% reduction. They took that to Superior Court, And then Atlantic City and Atlantic County were forced to issue bonds, which was actually the Municipal Stabilization Act, the pilot legislation. They're no longer assessed. They make a payment on gross gaming revenue and total amount raised gaming levels in 2018. The legislators did not approve the amount to the county, and the county tried to have the pilot for 13 years, from 2003 to 2016, and that was at 13.8%, which was $4 million, $40 million to the county, and the pilot is made up of 23 municipalities, and it focuses on gross gaming revenue that does not include the internet, from 2021 to 2026. And they had record-breaking profits of $4.2 billion for the internet, and they're going to reinstate the pilot, and it would be 5%, excuse me, $110 million in 2022, 2023 to 26, it'll be $120 million, and it's $4 to $5 million less in the pilot due to the internet gaming, which didn't consider gross gaming revenue. And in fact, I asked them the question at the meeting, why wasn't that considered part of gross gaming revenue? Because it is gaming revenue. But I think they voted to keep it out, and they were trying to keep it out. So.
Got you.
And
Big
that's
numbers.
That's all I have.
Big numbers. Thanks, John.
Public comment. The committee welcomes participation of interested organizations and individuals during regular caucus, workshop, and special meetings. However, in order to conduct the business of the township in the most productive manner possible, attendees will be given 4 minutes, all-inclusive, including all dialogue, questions, and responses for both the speaker and the committee for the designated public portion of the meeting. There may be no transference of speaker's time to other attendees, so please step up to the microphone at the appropriate time and state your name and address for the record.
Need a motion and a second to open to the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now open to the public.
Good evening, everyone. John Armato, 4046 Oak Road.
John, move that microphone back around, please. Perfect.
Aaron, you touched base on Michael Deputy Park and what you perceive to be the improvements going forward. I would suggest that you also look into the septic system there. It seemed to be we've always had a problem there with that, and it's not a problem that is on a concert in a park night. It's a problem when there's huge events there, like 4th of July and then things like it. It's just never had the capability of doing that. And one of the main problems there was being in the Pinelands. You're so restrictive
Of course.
what you can and can't do. So just a suggestion.
No, I appreciate that, and, I think that we can get somebody over there to, do an inspection on it and whatnot, take a look at it, and kind of determine exactly what we need to do.
I mean, we all understand that's very low there.
Yes, sir.
The water table is extremely high there.
Yep.
So, I don't know if we can do anything. I know that on certain occasions, we brought in portable to handle the overflow. Just something that could be looked into. If it's too cost prohibitive, then we'll just do what we've been doing, or what you guys have been doing, and is bring in portable things.
You got it.
The other
Appreciate
thing
that.
is, I
Thank
don't know if the committee is aware of a so-called Freedom Trucker event on Sunday coming through the municipality. I would suggest that you guys look into it with the state police. As far as emergency vehicles, something happens along the line, something like that. I'm actually appalled at the fact that the times that we live in today, that we would have a protest over a mask mandate, which is not in effect anymore, and a vaccine mandate that's not in effect anymore. I think it's disgusting that these individuals would do that when we have men and women and children dying in the Ukraine for freedom, and we're going to complain about these things. I don't understand the whole concept of it. And I just want to be aware that in case there is if this is, and we don't know if there's going to be one truck or 1,000 trucks. We don't know. But in conjunction with the state police about being able to have emergency vehicles, fire, EMS, things like that, be able to motivate in our own town. We didn't ask for this. It's going to probably come around, I'm assuming down Route 40.
That's what I've heard, is Route 40 in, late morning, early afternoon is what I had heard.
So, like I said,
What day?
these individuals
Sunday.
doing something like this
Sunday.
at this particular time, and when you talk about freedom, and you talk about men from 18 to 75 being told you cannot leave this country, you will stay here and defend it, and then you have people whining about wearing a mask. What this shows to the rest of the world, to me, is disgusting. As a veteran, I don't understand it. When we should be standing up and supporting, at this particular time, we should be supporting our legislators, our president, our military, and everything else that goes involved with this. So, just my 2 cents.
John, I'm going to
Appreciate
reach out to Lieutenant Manzo tonight and just make sure this is on his radar panel as it relates to our little alcove, and that we just kind of have
And
more
like I said before,
visibility.
we don't know. It could be a pickup truck and
Yeah.
a station wagon for all I know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
But
Bill, there was something coming out of state police that they were aware that they were going to be coming, out this way. So
Okay.
I think they're aware of it, and I think that it'd be great to have a follow-up call with them to see exactly,
we have to take a
what's
step
going
back
to
and
happen.
look at ourselves once in a while in the mirror.
Definitely.
Thank you,
Thanks,
gentlemen.
John.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Marvin Haskins, resident of Franklinville, a property owner in Buena Vista Township. Previously in the past, the township has hosted car shows within Buena Vista Township. Just want to know, I know with the pandemic going on, everything's been shut down. I represent and also coordinate with many of the gearheads within South Jersey, and just wanted to know if there was a possibility in case anybody wanted to have a show. As Lisa knows, we used to have big ones here, Lisa and John and Steve, as well as I haven't looked at the events. Do you plan on doing anything for 4th of July?
From a special events standpoint, we haven't talked about it. It's a great idea. I'm a car enthusiast also, so I'm 100% in if it's available to do. I know it does take up a lot of space and parking and whatnot too, so I don't know if it would be something for 4th of July, but we definitely can discuss that within the group for
Okay.
special events.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
let me know or let us know if you're considering it, because right now with the pandemic basically over, everyone has cabin fever and there's events popping up like crazy. So basically, as a service to Buena Vista Township, I'm giving you a heads up in case you want to do something so we can get the word out there.
Great. Very cool. Thank you.
Thanks, Marvin.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Mark.
Mark.
Need a motion to close the public.
A motion to close?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 15, we do not have anything for executive session this evening, so number 16, Mayor?
Need a motion and a second to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys.